Hello.
Hey there.
What up?
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Ah,
Not terrible.
hey. Taking a moment to check a few settings there because last time I tried to go live, it didn't know what my microphone was. So just checking that this time, just keeping up. Hi, I'm Bob. I'm your dungeon master for this. Our D&D 5th edition campaign. Have I got news for you? A campaign that was originally about what happened if a news network came to Ravnica, Magic the Gathering plane, but has turned into an 11-episode long murder mystery at this point. Speaking of which, we are on episode 11. Herb your enthusiasm. No? Nothing?
Yeah.
No. That one.
I mean, it gets a firm facepalm for me, but
Okay.
that's neither here nor there.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Exactly.
I want to know who Herb is.
I got all this thing to come up with plant and other stuff like puns. Y'all just give me nothing coming back. Like
We save everything we're going to give you for the role play.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it's true. All right. So that being said, let's let our characters introduce themselves, starting with our human cleric. Jordan, take it away.
And I'm Jordan. I play Adelchi, the documenter for our group of the Orzhov Syndicate. And as mentioned, I'm a cleric.
And then we have our goblin.
I am Zimzix. I'm with House Dimir, and I basically boss everybody around.
And we have our big old elephant boy, our Loxodon.
Yep, I'm Jamie. I am Augustus, Loxodon Sorcerer from the Izzet League. I'm also the cameraman, and I blow up a lot of things to everyone's detriment.
And then we have our other human, I guess.
That's how most people describe Ruric Welten as, oh, that other human. A member of the Selesnya Conclave. He's a paladin who really embodies the can't we all just get along attitude of his guild, while maybe lacking a little bit in the smarts. He's very earnest, though.
All right, and as mentioned before, we are playing on the Magic the Gathering plane of Ravnica using Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. We are focusing a little more on your street level Ravnican rather than your large planeswalkery type heroes. These are for people who are employed by the first televisual news company on the plane of Ravnica, as brought to you by the Dimir League, the House Dimir and the Izzet League. Small point of note: my job as the Dungeon Master is to keep the story running, keep things going, and not get bogged down in looking for rules. That being said, if I rule something that isn't the way it's supposed to be ruled, or if it's written differently than it is in the book, congratulations, that's a house rule now. If I then rule the same thing differently later, that's the house rule now. My job is to keep things moving and to serve the story, not the mechanics. That being said, speaking of the story, recap time. What did we do 2 weeks ago?
We went to the university.
Uh-huh.
Deciding that we didn't have too much going on other than waiting for flowers to grow. We thought we'd go and help out or we actually wanted to get some druidic help from the university, I think, but we talked to the folks there, and they were much more interested in the piece of technology that was stolen. And please, I will not say it right, so Augustus.
It's the Pyro Mana Flux Conduit.
Hey, I think that's probably the second time in the campaign we've actually pronounced it correctly.
The first time was after I corrected you like 8 times last episode.
Yep.
So we've gotten back on the trail to do that, and we've asked Nessa to help us put together the materials we need to rebuild the greenhouse for Varus.
The idea being that if once we rebuild the greenhouse with specific technological improvements and whatnot, we will finally be able to acquire eventually the dozen night blooming Renzo flowers, which we are hoping to pay to pay to a necromancer who will then cast some very simple divination spells.
It's not
She's
not a necromancer. She's just a 14-year-old vampire.
My mistake. Anyone could make that mistake. Pay her these incredibly rare and delicate flowers such that she can investigate who broke into our rooms the night prior, which is now some days prior, in the hopes that it will lead us back to whomever killed a star of the circus back in episode 1, which was the kickoff of this whole thing.
All right. There was also a very important question posed to the 4 of you at the end of last session that I said we would pick up with at the beginning of this session. And the question was, as you were rightly saying, Ruric, was
who's paying for all of this? Because we weren't the ones who destroyed the greenhouse, we think. We weren't the ones who are in charge of any of this stuff. We're just the ones volunteering that this stuff will get done and that RNN will help and so on and so forth. And to that, I absolutely leave the answer to that question to our leader and or documancer, who are the ones who are good with people.
I say it's a business expense.
That being said, we are, as I understand it, on your journey back from Kapitsa Direct University. You're on public transport. You got like and well, no, you don't, because you're like it's like maglev, so it's like in the background. But you like drown it out because it's everyday noise to you, right? You've got a little seating area. There's like 4 seats, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Little desk between you. Probably got some Raktaginos from the concessions car. And go.
Business expense. That's it's got to be. This is all about, getting this story done.
I agree.
Whatever the story is.
Yeah, at this point. But yeah, definitely. This should count as a business expense. At least that's what I would think.
I want you guys to have that conversation with the people upstairs.
Oh, we can try and see what happens when we try to file it as such. But
Jordan, roll me a knowing things about bureaucracy check.
Heck, for you, that could very well be religion.
yeah, I was either religion or an investigation. Maybe not investigation. Yeah, we'll make it a religion check here.
All right.
22.
22. You're somewhat aware. It's been bugging you because you've been talking about this for a while, right? That, like, your first instinct is, or someone in the group's first instinct, should I say, looking at the Loxodon with sidelong eyes, was to instantly say, "Oh, we'll expense it to the company." Something's been bugging you in the back of your head. You don't have an expense account.
Nope.
Oh, snap.
You have a per diem at best, if you can, like, torque your way into one.
Mhm. As I was saying, we can try being the very big word here. That um, to get RNN on board, but it will require very careful application of the paperwork and definitely some time at the cathedral to try to figure out who and what and where to get that done.
We could tell them that the alternative is for us to be permanently contracted permanently to the Orzhov, and I think I remember reading in our HR paperwork that RNN cares about our bodily autonomy. So I mean, if the alternative is eternal servitude, I think they would be happy to help, right?
I mean, you're working under the assumption that the that the Orzhov don't already hold a bunch of the higher ups like that.
Well, rules
this
and HR things never apply to the higher ups. They apply to people like us.
Isn't this a matter of we do or I mean, if we don't get her the flowers, we just don't get the spell. We never made it a contract to for our eternal souls.
We did not make a contract. If memory serves,
I thought it was implied.
Implication is not explication.
Not wrong there. We can try to see if what we can get done with applying the correct paperwork at both RNN, and we'll probably end up having to be at our local cathedral. But we may have just finally hit our dead end on this endeavor.
All right. Well, don't we first need to know how much it's going to cost, which we won't know till Nessa figures it out.
I do believe so. Yes.
I have an idea that derails everything except this train.
Go on.
So Zimzix, the reason you're not holding all the cameras is because you like to be sneak around and not be noticed. And that's something that many of your guild also do, right?
They've been known to, yes.
Okay, but it's rumored that they do. How about that? I'm assuming, as a way to not be noticed, members of your guild somewhere up the chain have the ability to cast divination magic.
I wouldn't know.
But I imagine they deal in coin or information much more readily than sending 4 young folks like ourselves into the Undercity and then out into a burned out forest and then to a university to grow some flowers that don't grow except if we pay exorbitant amounts of money.
You can all roll me a knowing things about your guild check.
And my default is history on this because I've got history with them. And
All right.
I mean, I would say history as well.
All right.
For me, it's nature. Hands down.
And religion.
Ah, fuck.
15.
All right.
7. I'm trying to get the bad rolls out now. That's what we're trying to do.
6.
I also rolled 6.
All right. So
I'm too hopped up on this great, crazy idea to
it was a
remember
fairly
anything.
easy check. Don't worry about it. As you're saying this, Ruric, and as you are all listening to this, it occurs to you that there are probably people in all of your guilds that have access to divination magic.
I mean, it's all a matter of who you want to ask. You know, it's
Yeah, at the end of the day, who's going to be the easiest person to ask? I definitely can't ask anybody in Izzet right now since we're trying to get the greenhouse.
So do we carry the it sounds like we have options. Now, to me, the longer ago something happened, the harder it is to look at and to see, right? I can't see yesterday, and I imagine some other spellcasters can, but it'd be harder for them to see, 2 days in the past and another. Rurik's going to continue on that until someone interrupts him. But if we have to wait for the flowers to bloom, even under perfect conditions, now we're talking about weeks or more.
You're right. You're right. But the thing is, the more and more I think about this, and from what I looked around and saw in my own place and stuff, this was done by professionals. This had to have been done by somebody in-house Dimir anyway. So I don't know. I gotta.
So you don't want to inadvertently ask the person who did it to find out who did it.
It would take some checking around. I mean, they probably wouldn't share the information. I mean, why would they?
They would say, "Oh, results murky. Ask again later."
I don't think this is a magic. I guess magic ball, magic 8-ball. I guess they would.
I mean, you would have. I'm not going to say there isn't an equivalent to a magic 8-ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've checked with the Syndicate. We've been in contact with the Conclave. We know about the Izzet and what they want. The Boros don't want to help us because they're busy.
No,
We have nothing to offer them. How about that?
I don't really want to get the Boros involved. I mean, they
Right.
were checking your place?
Yeah, because I reported it to somebody who reported it to the police. The Rakdos are busy with their circus. And so that only leaves everyone else. I'm saying we have options. And I love, you know me, I love flowers. I love growing flowers. And I love everything involved in making sure that everyone has a safe place where they can breathe and feel themselves and really take in the space. I'm all about that. Is it worth waiting a month or more to figure out who broke into our house?
I mean, we don't even know how long it's going to take to get those flowers.
It's
And we definitely don't know how long it's going to take for the greenhouse to get built.
which is why I hear what Ruric is saying, and maybe we do need to start looking at a
Having
different
other
way.
options.
Talk to our various affiliates and
You all talk to your various affiliates. We already know what my
Yeah.
various affiliates
yeah,
are.
I would say, yeah.
Augustus, you
I-
said something?
I don't know. Like honestly, to talking to my affiliates, would I'd have to go around Nessa to talk to somebody else, which she'll probably end up finding out, which will be my butt.
Right, because
'Cause then
then
she's gonna be mad about not being able to help for the Power Mana Flux conduit, which is a big deal down because it was stolen.
right.
So my
And
option,
because we promised to look for it twice. And still haven't looked for it.
right. You cut out there for a second. I'm sorry.
It's a big deal also because we promised to look for it twice and still haven't looked for it.
Exactly. And I don't, my butt's on the line regardless, you know. So yeah.
Well, I mean, we've already promised Varys that he's getting this greenhouse stuff. Nessa's already on it to get it together.
Well, at least give
So,
us a
I mean,
quote
we're
and
still going to
everything.
have to go that route regardless of whatever else happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're definitely on the hook for that.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to my people to see if we can get more information and to.
I had a thought.
Oh
Don't
no.
we work for a news organization?
One would objectively think so, yes.
Oh, I think I know what you're getting at.
Shouldn't they have people to know like where the hot stories are so that they can send people out to go take the stories and write them up and put them on air? You know, like bigger stories than there's a circus in town. Like, shouldn't the news station have people we can turn to also who might be positively influenced to help us out, because many of the people of that tier have visited my yoga studio and bonsai tree garden and have taken lessons therein in mindfulness?
Look here, Ruric. We don't need you making sense now.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like,
It'll pass, don't worry.
I mean, talk to whoever you think you need to talk to.
Okay.
This
I think I'm going to call in the big guns. The media.
We are the media.
Exactly.
Look how far it's gotten us.
See, I told you it would pass.
Yeah.
all right. So our plan of attack. Adelchi, you're gonna see what we can expense, if anything. Augustus, keep your ears open for stuff on the capacitor.
Terrible joke, but okay, I got you.
Oh, sorry. No offense, man. I could have said keep your nose to the ground.
That's even worse.
That's probably some. That's the equivalent of like a racial slur.
Yeah.
And
Awful.
I'll talk to some folks in House Dimir and Ruric. You talk to whoever you think you need to talk to.
Yep.
Re-rain. Okay.
Oh, no.
Have fun.
So what is the actual plan? Like, who's going where? Who's doing what?
I'm sounds like Ruric and I are going back to RNN, and we will check in with whether or not there is a divining department at RNN. And while we're there, I will submit work order requests for and see how far helping rebuild the greenhouse down below will go.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah,
then
we're
in the
gonna we're
meantime,
gonna go talk to Lim, the
in the
assistant to the big
meantime,
man.
I'm gonna go through and wait for this quote to come through, which I'm pretty sure it'll come by carrier, right? Or would it just be like, bling? Hey, here's how much it's gonna
you'll
cost.
get a message of some form, yeah.
Okay.
And then, what's the final member of your group doing?
Looks like I'm going to head towards the guild headquarters or whatever qualifies as that.
See,
And
RNN, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so RNN. Is the editor in chief? Is he also Dimir?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you're talking about like the editor in chief. Yeah, he's absolutely
All right. I may go have a chat with him then.
I love that one of us is going to go talk to the top guy, and two of us are going to go talk to the top guy's assistant.
Well, I mean, I may go end up with the assistant too.
All right, so let's start with the three of you that are heading back to RNN. You file for access to the top floor, as we have done in previous episodes. You fill out your forms in triplicate, and Adelchi has a really nice time. And then you take yourself up to the office of Secretary Lim, which is the opulent the carpeting and the waiting room. She's got that big wall of like pneumatic tubes behind her that she's slotting things into. She looks up as you approach. Augustus, are you with them or are you off doing other things?
I guess for this instance, I'd probably just be with them because I'm gonna end up having to wait anyway. So,
all right. So
I
the
might as
four
well
of you head up to, and as the four of you approach, the young goblin, Secretary Lim, looks up from her desk. Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
Is the big guy in?
He's in a meeting right now.
When he gets a chance, I'd like to sit down and have a few words with him.
About
Internal affairs.
would that not be a question for the HR department?
Not internal to RNN.
Okay.
Some Dimir questions.
Right, but I'm gonna need a bit more than that to set up an appointment, dear.
Let's see. He already knows about the break-ins, doesn't he? Because
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to talk to him about the break-ins on our abodes that we had experienced a few days ago, and see if I can get any information about some possibilities.
Okay. We had to sort something out. I'll let you know when he has some time. I guess.
Sooner the better. Yeah, sooner the better.
I
Hopefully.
can't just shuffle his
No, I get that. I get it.
like.
Or if you think there's somebody else I can talk to, maybe a
mean-
guild representative.
There's the HR department.
Yeah.
That's literally their job.
Yeah. All right. I'll go have a chat with them. It might be easier.
The look on your face, Ruric. Mr.
So we all
Welltan?
walked in together, and we're often on the same assignments. We actually have a different request this time. So thank you for answering Zimzix.
All right,
But
so you've all got. Let's. Zimzix, cool. Mr. Whelptown, what's your question?
do we have a diviner on staff?
A.
Diviner?
No. I know. You aren't well versed in Azorius law, are you?
No. Trees are my thing. I'm better at tree law.
Yeah, okay. There's somewhat of a restriction on precognitive application.
This is post-cognitive.
Then why do you need a diviner?
Because the thing we want to see already happened.
But there was nobody there.
So you need a historian.
No, because they only write about the things people saw, and no one saw this. Yeah?
I don't know if there is a magic that can help you.
The Orzhov said there was.
Let me rephrase that. I don't know if there is a magic that can help you.
Should we go to HR too?
Sure.
All right, they'll know if we have one on staff.
Great. Just
Thank you, Lim.
While we're here, does anybody else have a question?
Not a question per se, but I do have some documentation I need the boss or somebody to read and hopefully sign off and approve on, and I'll slide the packet of papers that has some long flowery title about rebuilding of subterranean greenhouses for the development and growth of night blooming Renzos.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with
You appear to have lost Jordan mid-flow.
I mean, that is kind of the best pose.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
in his best documents, suppose.
Until Jordan gets back, is it now clear what each of you needs to do? All right. Jordan will be. Jordan will
here,
be.
to go find.
Jordan, you're back.
Jordan, you're back. You're back.
I think so. Maybe.
You're a little bit out of sync, but you're back.
You're still, yeah.
Okay.
So you slide over this packet of documentation, right? And she flips it open and she's like, "You take this to the accounting department." And he's gone again. It appears that one of our players is having technical difficulties.
Issues.
He's just deep in thought.
Yeah, very deep in thought.
He's given her.
He's very
he's given
concerned about
Secretary
passing this
Lim that
packet
kind
over.
of look of, really? I spent all night writing these damn reports. But
Well-
yeah, so the thing is the filings will need to go to the accounting department, stroke quartermaster's department, and Zimzix's question will need to go to the HR department, and Rurik's question exists.
But we are being redirected to the HR department anyway.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And Augustus is happy in his lab waiting.
No, Augustus is with you.
I mean, no, I've been chilling with y'all. I've just
okay.
been.
You.
It made more sense for me to just to come with y'all, and then just yeah.
All right, so you have those. You have your. Well, at best, you have your assignments, right? What do you? What is your plan from here out? Like, which order do you want to deal with it in, basically?
Yeah.
Whatever department is the closest. I mean, if,
Well, you have an elevator that will take you pretty much anywhere at this point.
It's probably
all right.
fastest to do the documents first.
Yeah, let's hit up the accounting department first.
All right.
I think that'll be fun.
So
D&D accounting. Thank you.
you've been to the accounting stroke quartermaster's department before and dealt with a rather old human there. So you get out of the elevator and you are met with two sides, like a lobby with like two sides to it. One is the area where you pick up any requisitioned equipment, and the other is any filing that needs to be done, right? And there is a rather officious looking gentleman there in black and white robes. It's studiously filling in a ledger as you approach. He taps off his quill, sets it down, blots the ink, even without looking up. Blots the ink, sets the blot down, closes the book. May I help you?
Yes. Slide the packet of documentation and the long flowery title of about rebuilding the greenhouse. I just need someone to look at this and hopefully approve it. That is all.
I see, and for what purpose of the company are you looking to build this state of green house?
It is for
I'm suddenly getting a lot of feedback.
So yours is the only mic that's showing on my screen.
On mine?
It seems like everyone here is wearing the headphones.
I'm wearing headphones.
I'm muted as well, so
It is coming from, sorry. I think it's coming from Jamie's end because when he muted his microphone, it stopped. Can you unmute your microphone, Jamie?
yes, I am unmuted.
All right, well, it just stopped. All right,
that's
fine.
weird. I mean, I have my mic muted for a quick second while I turn the TV down because the kids left the
All right.
TV on kind of loud. I don't want to.
All right, anyway, let's get on with it. So what purpose is this green house?
Hopefully, it'll provide a it will hopefully provide future opportunities and endeavors for the station and any future projects that RNN may wish to expand to above and beyond where they are at in the future. It is a proposal for future growth, more so than in an immediate thing.
What rank do you hold in the church?
I am a.
And there goes the noise again. It's not Jamie, not Aimee. Poetics, can you mute your mic on Zoom? Not Poetics. Jordan, can you mute your mic? Yeah, it's Jordan.
I don't know how.
Yeah, you're getting a bunch. of
Might be
feedback on
a
your end.
cord that's starting to go bad.
Not likely, but sure.
All right.
Uh,
And now it's just stopped again.
Phone nearby somewhere?
No, that's the sort of interference you get from a phone.
Hmm.
I mean, like, my phone is right next to my microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
It might just be something to do with the interference that you've been having as to why you're
Freezing and stuff.
you're freezing and stuff as well.
That's also plausible.
Like, it might be something that's completely out of your hands. That's kind of like, that's the really frustrating thing. It could just be your internet provider going, "No, fuck this D&D game." Like,
Probably. Knowing my light. Knowing my luck. So I'm trying to remember if we ever established what exactly my rank was.
you have been discussed as being as like a fairly low rank because you're still in the accolades of the Orzhov Syndicate. You've not been around very long compared to others, so all that's been referenced so far is you are low level. It's basically an opportunity for you to come up with a name for your, just kind of a bit of RP kind of.
I'm just going to quickly source, make sure that I'm not using a term that doesn't already exist.
All good.
So I want to say I've said like before, like acolyte or
neophyte or whatever. You can come up with a title. It's totally up to you. I that's why I'm giving you this opportunity. I want to like flesh, like everyone else has had a bit more fleshing out than Adelchi has, so I'm trying to let you have those opportunities to do so.
Yeah, acolyte. Because I wouldn't be a syndic.
No, not yet. You wouldn't. No.
Yeah.
So, as an acolyte of the church, I must applaud you on your use of doublespeak and lawyer words. Unfortunately, you are using it on someone that's been doing it for hundreds of years.
It's not so much the idea of wanting to just double speak and lawyerese my way around in a statement. It is more that I bring forth these ideas of this idea and this project in a hopes of being able to further what the potentiality of RNN could be.
Well, in what way would this progress the company?
I think, I believe, I have the belief in the fact that the ability to diversify one's portfolios and one's economics is is more favorable than being so niched into one thing. I know we are new, but I am looking towards future. Is my goal here?
And whereabouts would this greenhouse be constructed?
Down in the undersea.
And there's just this moment of blink, blink, blink. So you want us as an organization to fund construction in an area that would benefit a group that has positively stated they have no interest in the activities of our company.
Well, first, that seems a little unfair. That if they may they may become a valuable asset. We already have friendly-ish. Uh, we already have friendly-ish personages that are down there that are willing to take this and grow and help the projects move forward.
Oh, so you're looking to develop a relationship with a high-ranking member of the Golgari?
Yes, and then also expand other connections down there. As you'll see here, I have made some connections with other Selesnyans and members of the Conclave and members of the Syndicate down in the same area where I am.
Neophyte, may I offer a piece of advice?
Yes.
Next time, lead with that.
Well, it was the more important thing was the base of the project itself.
I understand. I cannot see any actual facts and figures here.
This is the documents I have before you are purely an exploratory explanation.
Oh, this
I am waiting for
filing for. I misunderstood.
Yes.
I thought you were actually applying for funding.
I am waiting for the estimates from the League before I can file that
exploratory thesis. I see.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I will take these and present them at the meeting tomorrow. And you are part. I will inbox you.
Oh yes, thank you.
Yes. Not a problem, Neophyte. Not a problem. And he makes the sign of the patron saint of compound interest.
I return with not the patron saint of compound interest. It would be the patron saint of venture capital.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just and then he's busily reading through your proposal as you depart.
I'd like to point out that of course there are the trademark arcane silvery.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is copy 1. This is copy 2.
Yeah.
This page is not to be copied.
Yeah.
I'll
there is, as you depart, you will notice on either side of the elevator there are these very ornately carved wooden boxes with little slots in the top.
Mm-hmm.
You, Jordan, would know that this floor is ordained as a temple of the Orzhov Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, when you are entering or leaving at one or the other, it is customary to leave some form of tithe.
Oh yes, yeah. It's the old for the what are they? Deep Space Nine with the Ferengi.
Self-sealing stem bolts.
Yeah, no, but they do that for the Grand Nagus. They have the tribute box whenever
Yeah.
you enter someone's home
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah. No. I will leave the customary, the customary.
Lovely. Next up, we have the HR department.
After we leave that, and as we're heading to the HR department,
Yeah.
Augustus.
Yes.
Now, if that stuff doesn't work out, what are the chances that we can trade finding your thingy for the greenhouse stuff? That it would be a job for a job thing.
I don't know. We would actually have to physically talk to Varys at that point.
Well, I mean, Varys wouldn't be part of it. It would be between us and Nessa, or us and the university, I guess.
I guess, but
Augustus, roll me a knowing how in deep of a shit you are, check.
Oh Jesus.
Don't even want to ask.
Huh. Let me see. I guess perception.
Okay, that's fine. Or insight, one of the two. It doesn't matter.
That is an 11.
An 11. The problem with the proposal that Zimzix is giving, well, all I'll say is this: it might work.
Okay. It's worth a shot, basically.
It's on the back burner in case we don't get the funding. And if never hurts to ask, doesn't have to be the way it is.
I mean, sometimes it hurts to ask. Well, like, hey, what does that lever do? Kaboom! Yeah, that hurts.
Jamie, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you turn your camera like 30 degrees left? So far, we're getting like half of it. Yeah, a bit more. Stop right there.
I was gonna say it's literally gonna fall.
Okay.
Hold on.
Or you could just move your chair.
Nope, I'll just move the monitor.
That's fine. That'll do.
Ah,
brilliant.
There we go.
You're actually in shot now. So far, we were getting like 2/3 of your head. So
I mean, I'm giving you the best thirds of my head.
It's true. You are.
Wait, hold on. That's out of context. That can be taken out of context.
Someone clip
that.
Someone
No,
clip that.
don't clip that. Do not clip that. It's the one thing. Jeez.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, I would say it can't hurt to ask. It's a possibility.
Keep it in mind. Yeah. Just in case.
So you arrive at the HR department. And this is a much different this is a much different setting, should we say, to the other departments you've been in, right? You have very much to this point been you have very much been in fairly opulent, even between the top floor and the Orzhov Syndicate. For some reason, I can't remember the word opulent. It's just completely gone from my brain. It's the second time today I've been like, what? Huh? And this is much more functional. You step off the elevator, and there's hallways all the way down, and all left, right, doorway, office. And every single one of them has the insignia of the Azorius Senate on them. This being the HR department, obviously.
All right. So who do we talk to? Hmm. Is there a reception desk?
Yeah, eventually there will be. Absolutely.
Let's head to reception then.
You head up to the um head up to the desk, and there is a there is a very much a young human character who is sort of sitting there chilling out, and I say chilling out, but chilling out for an Azorius, right? So there's law books everywhere, and they're scribbling notes and scrolls and arcane sigils all sort of floating around the desk. And he looks up, pushes his glasses up, he's like, hello?
Yes, hello. We've got a couple of questions that maybe you can help us with.
I'll do my best, I guess.
All right. Well, as far as mine, I need to talk to somebody about personnel issues within personnel. Is that even right? Membership within the Dimir within House Dimir regarding some activity that happened a few days ago that we'd like to try and find more information about.
And he starts scribbling down notes. Your name?
Zimzix.
And all of you will be attending the appointment?
I'm here for something totally different.
The others,
Okay.
it's up to them.
I'm with the Selesnya.
So 2 and 2. Okay. And the other party.
Ruric?
Oh, I didn't know it was going to be festive. I would love to know if we have a divner on staff.
Why would you need a divner?
We have something that needs divning.
And lays his quill down. Are you aware about the possible privacy issues surrounding?
It would be divining on spaces that we own or rent, in the safety and security of our own house as members of RNN. The sanctity of our homes was violated, and we want to find out more information about who did it. Directly related to workplace activities.
Basically, these two questions are related. We're just looking at different angles.
Not my particular area of expertise. I'm more in secretarial law. I could get you someone who is an expert in precognitive and postcognitive invasion law.
Okay. I mean, we were just sent down here from the editor-in-chief's office.
By the editor.
Lim.
By his secretary.
Right, but you are
Lim.
expecting me, a secretary, to have answers about a complicated system of laws that may or may not actually exist, but due to temporal and non-temporal precognitive, postcognitive problems.
No, we were just hoping you could point us at the right person.
Which is literally what I said before you said you would just sit down here.
Then yes.
Excellent. Names, please.
Oh, I'm Ruric Welpton.
And of the Selesnya. And anyone attending with Ruric?
You fate Adelchi.
Say that again?
Neophyte Adelchi.
Ah, excellent.
I didn't know you had a first name.
Awesome. Your first name is Neophyte?
No, my name is Adelchi. Neophyte is my title.
Oh. Yeah, makes sense. It would be strange to be called Neophyte and have the title of Neophyte. Neophyte.
You could be Elder Neophyte eventually.
Anyway, don't have time for funny.
Hierarch.
Don't have time for funny. Hierarch Neophyte. Anyway.
The younger.
Yeah. Anyway, don't have time for fun. Don't have time for fun.
Sorry.
So, the party that are here inquiring about the Dimir activities, if you will take a seat, please. And the two of you that are here about the post and pre-cognitive temporal intrusion laws, please follow me. And
Thank you.
he stands up and sort of leads you off down like some corridors. At this point, you're fairly sure that you've traveled longer than is possible within the building. But that's not uncommon in Ravnica. Like, there are many places that have like little dimensional pockets in them. So there you are eventually brought to a door, frosted glass. Like there's just like the, you know, like the way that like an old private eye's door has like a name written on it. Instead of the name written on it, it's just like the guild symbol for the Dimir. And the neophyte just bows and heads back to the there's the secretary's desk.
Okay. Do you want to do the honors?
Hello? Come in.
Open the door.
All right, behind the desk, with just books stacked everywhere, you see a larger gentleman dressed in blue and white robes, member of the Azorius, quite clearly. And he's got like a big, like walrus mustache and jowls. He's very, he's a wise, learned man, by all. He's on the older end of the spectrum. Come in, sit down. Okay, right. Well, what can I do for you?
So, as members of RNN,
Yeah.
in our official duties as employees,
Yeah.
we had separately break-ins to our places of abode relating to a story we were investigating. And we are wondering if it is possible and or legal to use magic to reveal the identification of those dastardly fools who broke into our houses.
Define legal.
Not illegal?
There are different uses of the word legal, see. There is the legal insofar as you will not be arrested. There is legal insofar as admissible in a court of law. There is legal insofar as actually sticks to the statutes. and doesn't try to find some form of loophole.
Someone broke into our houses, and I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to be able to get them on camera admitting they did it, so long as we can figure out who did it. So if we don't need to rely on a court of law, does that change the
Are you
answer?
admitting that once you catch this person on camera, you will take the law into your own hands, young Selesnya?
No. What I'm saying is how we found this person won't need to be submitted to a court of law because we'll have them on camera admitting to the thing that they did.
Unfortunately, that's
As
not
we hand
how
them
it
over.
works.
Oh.
Because if you can't explain why you got them on camera, then the admission itself may be inadmissible in court, depending on the judge.
This person was also part of a plot to commit and successfully did commit a murder. Does that change anything?
What I'm trying to communicate to you is it is going to depend on what you do with the information that you obtain.
Oh, I want to find out who broke into our house so that we can figure out who the murderer is, because we think they're either the same person or very related, so that we can bring them to justice and or get a great news story out of it, but preferably the justice thing.
Well, it's nothing I can help you with.
Okay.
However, the reason I cannot help you with it is because I, as a custodian of the chain of evidence, as it were, within law, cannot be seen to be maybe, possibly, in any way, utterly using precognitive magic to determine the outcome of a law thing. See?
No, but I assume my friend does, so keep going.
Turns to Adelchi. Do you understand?
I understand enough.
If we were to use precognitive magic for everything, there would be no need for certain people or guilds to exist. And as part of the guild pact, we cannot actively negate this. Yes?
Yes, if everyone just happened to have access to a feel better about yourself, enhance your calm, and breathe deep spell, the Selesnyans would have a much smaller influence on this place.
Exactly.
I see.
And as part of the magical contract that makes Ravnica Ravnica, we cannot do such a thing. Or at least the Azorius can't do such a thing.
So what if it weren't a legal matter and it was just something we wanted to do on our own? And we weren't going to get the courts involved.
The problem with that is you've already told me that it will be a legal matter at some point.
Oh, plans can change. I don't even come up with lesson plans for my yoga sessions. I mean, they're just off the cuff. I just happen to be really good at it.
Turns to Adelchi again. Doesn't have said. My Orzhovian friend, perhaps I can communicate to you that as of the moment that you walked in here, any conversation that we've had, were anything to come to trial in any way, shape, or form, were to be able to be admitted as evidence, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So, suddenly just being like, oh, well, then it's not a legal matter, won't really apply. The question should not be, what if it weren't a legal matter? The question should be, if the Azorius can't do it, who can?
That's a good question.
Yes. Who do you think, young Selesnyan, could do such a thing as to, I don't know, use magic to help you solve a crime?
We need an Oniromancer. We take a nice, big, deep sleep, and they walk us through some guided dreaming.
Ruric.
We'll wake up with the answer.
Ruric.
My favorite part of any.
I mean,
It rhymes with Tauros region.
My favorite part of any adventure is when Adelchi just looks at the rest of the group like, "Are you fucking stupid?" And Jordan is just like, it's
that's
my
the sound his
favorite
brain
part of
makes as it
every
tries to avoid
session.
leaking out his ears.
And it happens every session. Right, anyway, back to what you were saying, Jordan.
Ruric. It rhymes with Tauros region.
Well, okay, but running of the bulls is bad. But that aside,
It rhymes with Boros legion.
they said they were already looking into it. I just don't think they're taking the case seriously.
They're looking
After
into
all,
the
someone was murdered like 20 feet from their people, and they instantly thought it was, people who didn't have anything to do with it.
Yes,
So-
but they might be the ones that have the divination magics we are looking for. We might need
Why
to
would they
go-
have the spells that would put them out of a job?
The
We are
question
rapidly
that
running
it is
out
not
of.
that they will put them out of the job, is that they are the ones that can legally use them and determine which cases require.
Time for Plan Squeaky Wheel.
I don't like the sound of this.
They won't either, and that's why we'll get the oil.
Okay, cut back to the people who are in the waiting room. The secretary returns from showing the other two to their office, and then turns to you with, "Follow me, please," and just scuttles off down a completely other corridor in a completely different direction. And you are taken to a very similar looking door. Bow. Leaves.
Thank you. Knock, knock, knock.
Come in.
Augustus, are you hanging out with me?
I guess, yeah, might as well. It beats waiting
That's
in the
some
waiting
enthusiasm.
room.
All right. So enter in.
All right. You walk into a room that is much more organized. There's like there's a desk. There's old copies of 7th District Times Picayune in frames on the wall. And there is a young woman, big black horn rimmed glasses, sitting on the other side of the desk. She's got her feet kicked up, picking her nails with a dagger.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Zimzix. She puts her feet down. What can we do for you today?
Well, I've got a bit of a tricky question, something that's well, I'll just ask it. How's that? Me and my associates and I, actually, I don't think Augustus, you had a problem, did you? No, yeah. Other than him, friend of Ruric and Adelchi from the Documancy folks, we had our houses broken into a few days ago, and
I'm
we've
ever
been
so sorry to hear that.
yeah. Well, these things happen. And when I looked around my place, it looked like it was a professional job. I can only assume that somebody within the guild is probably responsible for the work, the actual work. Now, granted, they would have just been the in between, the people doing the looking, and we want to know who is responsible because it may involve a murder investigation that is going on. So, how would I go about getting information that I need?
What information are you specifically looking for? Because you said lots of words and told me nothing.
Well, I mean, if there's a way of finding out who did the job, that would be a start.
Oh,
Because I know we keep our confidentials. I understand,
well, you have two options.
Mm.
You can leave it with me. I can ask around, see what I can find out. It might require a little time.
Mm.
Or you can do the investigation on your own, and I can kind of point you in the direction of someone that might be able to help you.
Well, we've got some other folks who are looking into trying to get some kind of divination spell to try and find out. So, we're looking at all the angles to try and get this done as quick as possible. So, if it's a matter of me taking care of it, I'd appreciate the help.
All right, you want to head to a tavern here in the district called the Waddling Crisis.
The Waddling Crisis?
Crisis.
Crisis.
The diviest of dive bars you're going to imagine.
Okay.
Once you get there, blend in. Don't stand out in any way, shape, or form, because no one will talk to you. In fact, you're more likely to start a fight than you are to have someone talk to you. And just sit, single gold piece on your table, head side up, while blending in, obviously. And eventually someone will make contact.
All right. Thanks much. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
You got anything, big guy, before we leave?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you, and I'll be in touch if this doesn't work out.
Very well.
Head on back out.
So you're in and out in like 5 minutes, maybe. The other group, you're back in reception for a good 10, 15 minutes before they reappear. And the four of you converge in the reception area for a bit of a reunite and the word I'm looking for. To bring the new information to the table, as it were. Go.
So, a murder most foul has taken place, and the Boros are the ones who can help us.
Of course they are.
we have to just convince them to levy their grand multitudes of divinatory magic to this end.
Can I just say, dear watcher, we're 11 episodes into a murder mystery, and someone has just uttered the phrase, "There's been a murder, and the Boros are the ones that can help us." And I love it.
Progress.
All of our houses were broken into, and not a single one of us went to the police.
Correct.
I love it.
Well, why don't we do this? You've already had your place investigated by the Boros, right?
Well, they looked around, they sniffed some of my herbs. They didn't understand what they were for. They got confused and left because they were sniffing the confusion herbs. But I don't think anything is going to come of it.
Well, but they already have a lead on yours, so why don't you talk to them and
leads?
have them do... Well, they already know your place was broken into.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So why don't you talk to them, and if you can convince them to do the divination spell on your place, that would, be the next logical step, right?
I have to talk to Detective Cracksix of the 99th Garrison. They seem to take a particular interest in making sure that I didn't sleep in my own house that night.
Okay.
Very attentive.
So not so confused.
Oh no, the rest of them were high as Izzet kites.
Okay. So this is
Steam
the
powered
person,
and all.
So this is the person we have to talk to and convince to use divination spells. Is that what you're looking at?
Well, it's the same thing that we were talking to the
Right.
Orzhov, and we're looking at talking to the Dimir, and we're avoiding talking to the Izzet. So yes.
Okay. So we'll talk to this person, try and get that done on your place. That'll tell us what we need to know. I don't think we need all three of us to have it looked at, just because it'll probably be three different people from House Dimir, most likely, but
One really
getting
fast person.
Yeah, one is enough. One is enough.
Okay.
Unless they've been killed, but we'll deal with that. Yeah, I don't even know. But so we'll do that for your place. I have a lead on getting a contact that can help me try and find out more information without magic. Basically.
Oh.
So
They're just going to think really hard about it?
Again, assuming that someone from House Dimir did the break-ins, then House Dimir would know who did it.
You're going to talk to a rat.
Yes.
I will bring my sewing kit.
Okay.
I heard that
snitches
deserve stitches.
Ah, okay. All right.
I got you.
It over my head.
I was specifically told not to stand out, so
Camouflage.
Yeah. Okay, you make yourself a ghillie suit.
Yeah, there's plenty of dead plants around here, especially on the roof. No one waters that place.
All right. So we've still got two leads, two ways to go.
And
okay,
with two leads in mind, we will take our break for today. For those of you who are watching on Twitch, we will be back in about 5 minutes or so. Usually a bit longer because one of us ends up taking forever and falling in the toilet and getting flushed into the sewer and going down there and living with Bulgari. But those of you watching on YouTube, we will be back for part 2 in the next episode. That being said, thank you very much, and we will see you on the other side of this break.